If the tagline, "Never have a bad meal," rings a bell, then it's likely that you too are familiar with the food delivery app Zomato. The improbable but perfectly deserved rise to fame of the popular food delivery company Zomato in India and countries across the world is both inspiring and exemplary at the same time. Zomato's most fierce competitor in India was not some other humble startup from India. The company had business giants ahead of it from around the world. A few years was all it took for Zomato to establish itself as a resilient contender in the Indian food delivery industry, despite the challenges it came across. From its humble beginnings as a restaurant discovery platform to becoming a market leader, the company's success story is one of adaptability, innovation, and unwavering determination. This video is all about Zomato's inspiring journey to become the top food delivery platform in India. We at Business Chronicles tell extraordinary business stories. Please subscribe to our channel to help us make more videos. There's one universal truth that underpins the success of most consumer brands today. Basic needs are what attract the most people, and food is something that will have an insatiable demand. Two IIT graduates in India, Deepinder Goyal and Pankaj Chadha, the two founders of Zomato, became aware of this in 2008. They understood that everyone craves good food and not everyone can afford the time and energy it takes to cook or go out for every single meal. This was the moment an idea dawned on both of them. The two individuals, who then worked at a consulting firm in Delhi, noticed how inconvenient it was to queue up to even have a glance at the menu card, let alone make an order at a restaurant. They were determined to find a solution to this. They set out to create a directory of restaurants nearby online, complete with all menus and contact details, for the convenience of their fellow workers. Foodiebay.com, as it was first called, was established in 2008 and garnered a lot of attention as it was incredibly convenient to overcome the hassle and anxiety and plan an order ahead of time. This humble startup in Delhi eventually expanded into Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, and later onto the whole wide world. Up until then, the website was just a food listing platform, far from what it is today. In 2010, amid investments from business giants like InfoEdge's Sanjeev Bikhchandani, founders decided that it was time to rebrand their company. The name Foodiebay confined its services to just being a food guide and didn't serve well what they had envisioned for the future. Foodiebay was rebranded as Zomato, not very indistinguishable from the widely adored ingredient tomato. The catchy twist with the letter Z in Zomato added a zing to the formerly less powerful brand name, said Deepinder Goyal. With the rebranding, Zomato also began charging commissions to list and prioritize restaurants and offer to provide visibility and conversions to enlisted outlets and their special events. This allowed it to make profits from commissions and from other services like live monitoring and packaging. The zealous Deepinder also dreamt of expanding the company as a global service, and as such, Zomato's operations began in Dubai in 2012. The first international leap for the company, now a food network, as Goyal put it. Then, following its foray into other countries including Sri Lanka, Qatar, the UK, South Africa, the Philippines, Turkey, and New Zealand. With Zomato's rise to popularity, it faced a few local and international rivals. It is important to know that Zomato didn't get into food delivery until as late as 2015, almost a year after its prime rival in the industry, Swiggy. Even though in many ways Swiggy was different from Zomato, both companies were part of an economic bloodbath that took shape between 2014 and 2018. The parts of India these companies served weren't all ready for the food delivery economics yet. And with a lack of demand and a growing need for riders on the ground, other food delivery startups in the country had to shut down. As established as they were before the crisis, Swiggy and Zomato managed to stand the test of time and of being early at it, to eventually coexist with other dedicated delivery forces of franchises like Domino's and KFC. In January 2020, Zomato ended up acquiring Uber Eats in India for a whopping $350 million, the largest and most crucial of its acquisitions during its history. With more investments followed Zomato's massive international acquisition spree. The company acquired companies overseas like Menumania in New Zealand, Lunchtime in the Czech Republic, Gastronoki in Poland, and Urban Spoon in America within a decade of its establishment. To address the competition with Swiggy, Zomato began on-time deliveries and also afforded the luxury of allowing smaller orders of lower bills to go through without taking a hit in profits. Zomato's focus on catering to the diverse and evolving needs of Indian consumers allowed it to gain popularity among food enthusiasts across the country. But one of the things that distinguishes Zomato's campaigns is its focus on niche marketing. Zomato was focused on building rapport with tech-savvy young adults who prefer to eat out and get food delivered. Zomato is known for its quirky marketing stunts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where memes like the infectious smile by Zomato delivery guy gained a fan base of their own. Humor and trends were something that Zomato focused on pretty early on in its marketing campaign. Creative posts involving popular movies and TV shows worked well in capturing the attention of the market. Twists like How I Ate Your Butter, Stranger Brings, and Game of Cones, which were ingenious pop culture references, were something Zomato's target market lived for. Zomato, being relatively new to the world of food tech, was already making waves. By 2020, it had established itself as one of the top, if not the top food tech ecosystem in most major cities in the country. More investments meant more acquisitions. More acquisitions meant more areas requiring focus. Naturally, it did face a bit of a threat to its survival, which the company managed by laying off a tenth of its workforce and doubling down on its income streams. In 2016, Zomato withdrew itself from 14 of the 23 countries it had already expanded to, and the initial burn rate of the company of $9 million was brought down to just $1.5 million. Despite difficult times, Zomato continued to prove itself unbeatable, allowing it to establish itself as a household name in India's major cities. Being able to quickly embrace technological innovation, offering a user-friendly app, understanding user preferences, and ensuring safety and reliability across the platform were crucial to the company's success. Today, Zomato stands at a market capitalization of 1.65 trillion Indian rupees, incredibly strong and unshaken by the forces. What do you think contributed to its massive success? Leave your thoughts below.